Okay, so we're here today with Jo Neale, owner-operator of Homes by Orange, local building company. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Good. We've got Joe along to discuss what's happening in the local building industry. And so give us a bit of an overview at the moment of what's happening out there in the building. I mean, you hear things in the media, obviously. They always like to dwell on the negative rather than the positive. So give us a little overview of what's happening in the local market in relation to the building industry. What's happening?
Yeah, so it has been a little bit quiet, to be fair. With the cost of living and interest rates and things like that, it certainly made people a little bit more nervous building and the property market as well, as you'd know.
Oh, yes.
But with that heating up a little bit more now and a bit more inquiry and a few more sales happening, and I think it's just a matter of time with building new, supply and demand. We did have quite a few material price increases, but they've all stabilised now, and we've even had some products come back in price. So and with section prices, we've seen a drop in some section prices. So I think it's actually a really good time to build.
I guess that's what's been happening over the last 12 months. Hasn't been great for the housing industry, whether you're building or selling, as existing, spelled out, Glenn. And the stuff in the media has been about the cost of building has been skyrocketing.
Yes.
So it's quite cool to hear that you feel that the cost of materials is sort of stabilised.
Yes.
Even come back in certain areas. Do you think that's going to be the way forward, or do you think prices may even drop a little bit more and the cost to build might come down a bit, or what's your gut feeling on that?
Potentially, it could come back. It's sort of supply and demand. So at the moment, there's not a great demand.
Yeah.
So the pressure's been taken off the supply, which has helped bring it back. And it's certainly stabilised. Some's coming back. I'm hopeful that it will stay like that, for the next 12 months. At least. So.
So we shouldn't see probably too many increases in building costs for the next 12 to 18 months?
No, I'm
no
pretty
reason for it.
No reason for it. Some of the supply issues that we experienced, they've all sorted themselves out now as well. So it's taking the pressure off.
Supply is back to standard supply, so there's no delays on jib and windows and all those things that were just a nightmare for you.
Nothing at the moment. Yeah, it was a nightmare. So, we were quite busy, but, when you get those hurdles to get across, it makes it a little bit painful, but we've got through all that, and
which is great. I mean, looking at from our side with selling sections, and obviously your side from buying sections, there's actually a lot of sections on the market at the moment, and there's been very little inquiry on sections. When I say there's a lot of sections on the market, I see there's been a new stage of sections being released in Lower Queenshire Berryfields, but I noticed that those are tied to other building companies, which make it difficult for smaller building companies like yourself. But then you go to places like that we obviously are tied up with Heart Rise, and we've got the second stage there. First stage obviously about to be titled, so building can start. There's going to be some opportunity there, obviously, to secure some more sites in there going forward. There's some stuff over the other side of Richmond, obviously in Eastern Oaks.
Yes.
Those guys are selling those sections themselves, I believe.
They are, yes.
I think they've struggled a wee bit with that. My gut feeling is, looking at the prices they're trying to achieve, they're probably a little bit over market price, haven't sort of adjusted price to meet what the new market price is.
Yeah, they're sort of playing the waiting game, the patient game until things recover, yes.
Well, they might be waiting a while. But we will see, I guess, at the end of the day. There's other sections that I see, up in Vista on top of Bishopdale. So there's sections available, because we go back, 2 years ago, sorry. We go back 2 years ago, you couldn't get a section.
No.
I know when we were selling sections, there was multiple offers on every section.
That's right.
Where now we sell a section and we've got to wait for someone to come and buy one. So that demand in the building industry is obviously quieting down a lot.
Yes.
How's that sort of affected the way you operate? Like, are you doing more wait for someone to come with a section, or are you still buying sections and offering packages, or
we are doing a bit of both. Going back a couple of years, there was a lot of land banking by some of the bigger building companies, like you mentioned, and it was really hard for the public to get their hands on a section. To survive back then, we had to buy a few sections just so that we could, put a package together and sell. It's not. We don't have to do that so much these days because there's so many, like you alluded to, there's a lot more sections available to the general public that the building companies don't have their hands on. So we still have packages that we do just to help people understand what they can achieve and at what price point. Those packages, you don't have to build that plan that we've got on there, but it just gives people an idea.
It gives an idea what they can get for that amount of money. Right. And if they've got a bit less, they can build something slightly different. If they've got a bit more, they can up-spec it all, at the end of the day. So it's the baseline.
So I think it's a good thing that, with supply of sections that customers have got choice and they can go out there and, because I'd rather the public be able to do that than have to buy through a building company.
They can buy the section, they can come and see you, get your thoughts on a plan, etc. So moving on to that, as a person from the general public, I've got a section, I want a builder, why do I come to you?
You come to us because we're 100% local. We're not part of a franchise or anything like that. Have a great team, so it's all about the service from us and what we can offer people and take them through the whole process. We start with what we call a client relationship manager, so they'll have the first consult with a client and they'll hold their hand basically the whole way through. So we don't swap between salesperson and production. You get the one person all the way through, so there's no disconnect
and misinformation. And
that's right. So and that works really well for us. And then we have our production management team where they solely work looking at the contractors and suppliers and making sure things are happening on the ground. So
so you would have your client relationship manager looks after obviously the client and their, I guess, needs, wants, etc.
Correct.
Then obviously you've got your own in-house designer.
Yeah, we have a interior designer, design manager, qualified. So Liv helps people with the conceptual side of things, and then interior design, helps with selections and things like that. And she has, a lot of product in the office where she can share and help people, turn their dreams really into reality.
So that's quite a cool process that you have your client relationship manager, which is in-house, then you've got your in-house design person.
Correct.
Right. Then obviously once everything's tick boxed and away we go, you'll get assigned, I should say, a builder, because you've got a gang of builders, I assume.
Yes.
That work for Homes by Orange. You get your builder, and then you will have a project manager, no doubt.
Yes.
Who controls the build.
Yes.
And I assume that project manager relates to the client
relationship manager. That's right.
And communicates through the client. And look, say if someone wants to make a change, because this is, you hear all different stories, don't you, over the years.
Yes.
People are building, the frames go up and they go, shit, we want to change that. We want to do that.
Yep.
Is that possible with your company?
Yeah, that's another thing that we pride ourselves on is our flexibility.
Yeah.
And we like to involve our clients in the build, on site as well. So, even giving them keys, contractors keys to get into the house during the build.
Yep.
Obviously there's health and safety that we look after and make sure that nothing untoward's going to happen there. But we encourage our clients to be involved. Yep. And then, like you say, if they can see something that didn't quite turn out as how they'd visualised, then we're open to change and helping them through that.
And say through that change, they might want to change, all the door handles on all the doors. How does that process happen? Because I've heard other stories, right, where they get charged variation fees, this fee and every other fee. How does it go about with Homes by Orange? So if you want to change all the door handles, what happens?
So depending on when it was in the stage process. In the process, like if the door handles that were originally selected and contracted are already on the doors, then we can still change them. So we'd have to find a door handle that suited what's been housed out in the door, but we can still do that, and we just Liv, our design manager, would go to our hardware store and find something that they were better suited, and we could get it changed over.
And how does that go? Do you guys just charge the difference in the two door handles, or do you charge a extra variation fee? Because there's a lot of people out there listening who've probably had some bad experiences and some that I hope have had good experiences.
Basically, we recover our costs. So, like with a door handle, say it had been installed, probably not likely to get be able to return it because it's already been installed. There could be a chance that we're using that door handle on another house, and then we could look at swapping over type thing. But basically, with our variations, we just look to recover our costs.
You're recovering costs. So ultimately, you've got a build contract.
Yes.
And that build contract is fixed.
Yes, master build contract.
So you guys at Homes by Orange offer fixed build contracts.
Correct.
There's no inflations going through it.
No.
So you know what you're going to pay when you sign up. The only thing that might be extra is if you decide to change some stuff during the build, or sometimes within those build contracts there might be the odd PC sum which might run a little bit over, but
under. Yep.
Under.
Yep.
Hey.
Oh, we try to keep it real. So at the time of pricing, we put our best estimate into a provisional sum. So provisional sum is where it's not completely known. Like a building cost, so building consent. Sorry. So but then lately we've been sort of over allowing for building consent costs, and we're actually giving we only charge our customers what the cost was, so they're getting a credit on.
I haven't heard too many building companies give a what would you call them, a refund? No,
it's about keeping it real,
Yes, good.
Transparent, and with those provisional sums, we attach the invoices that we've received for that work, so it's all transparent, and
so the client can see what you paid for something, and they're paying the same amount.
That's right.
Rather than clip the ticket on the way through.
Yep.
That's fabulous to hear. It's really, really good. So you're local. People should support local. Why else should people come in?
I think the flexibility and the team that we have at Homes by Orange, it's a huge strength of ours. And just the service, like we stand by what we do and don't shy away from anything.
Which is bloody good to hear. What does Homes by Orange offer in the way of a warranty? Because there's a master build warranty.
So there's a 10-year master. We're members of Master Builders, so there's a 10-year master build guarantee.
Right. And does Homes by Orange offer anything?
Yeah, there's also a 12-month maintenance period after practical completion. So if anything happens in that period, then
which I imagine there's always little teething issues.
Oh, there is. There's little bits and pieces. The house settling and that sort of thing. So, but that's why there is the 12-month. Period there.
So that's covered by Homes by Orange?
Well, it's actually code. It's actually building code.
Oh, so, seriously? All right, I didn't realise
that.
So that's covered by the building code?
Yeah.
So every builder has to offer that maintenance
that's
period?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what happens, say there's a third party involved?
Yes.
Say I build a spec home.
Yes.
I sell it to Joe Blogs.
Yes.
Right? He has an issue 6 months in.
Yes.
Does that building company, being you, still have to honour that?
That's right.
Yeah. So it stays with the house.
That's right.
It doesn't stay with the person who originally built it.
No, and another reason to build new because you've got that and you can transfer it.
That's interesting.
So even with a master build guarantee, you can transfer that to the new owner.
Yeah, we've done obviously a few over the years, and the master build guarantee transfer is pretty straightforward.
Yes.
Fill the form out.
That's right.
There's a fee.
Small fee,
Yeah, but hey, look, the new owner should pay for the fee because they're getting the benefit of the warranty. For
another insurance
exactly
for them.
And the reality of that master build guarantee, that's full coverage. Generally after, if I get it right, please, because you know it better than me, that after the first 12 months, it really revolts back to structural stuff more than general stuff.
So each product will have its own sort of warranty, you know.
Yep.
But the 10-year master builder guarantee sort of covers the structural integrity of the build. So if something, you know, went terribly wrong, which it won't.
No, it doesn't. Well, because I mean, the building code's so strict these days anyway.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's changed, you know, since the leaky home sort of days. It's really tightened up, and the builds that we get involved in are pretty safe.
Very safe.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got peace of mind building with Homes by Orange. What else do you do in relation to the build process? What can you offer someone that builds with you more than, say, another one of these housing companies? Like, would you say that you're very cost effective? Rather, because you don't have franchise fees.
Definitely, we don't have the same overheads as some of the franchise builders, but we have the volume to still get the supplier support, so can compete on that level. So I think we not only build a really good quality home, we compete in very good cost-effective, value for money, really. And I'm a builder myself as well, so being hands-on.
Do you look like a builder, mate?
Oh, but whether do you think?
That's a golfer, mate. No.
Yeah. So I think that value for money, definitely, and the quality, and just the service, well,
it's great that a local company's been around for a number of years.
Yes.
And can compete, I guess, with these big franchise builders.
Yes.
And can offer a top product at a very competitive price.
Yes.
So from a local, why wouldn't locals want to support a local brand? That's the way
100%.
That's the way I look at it. So, anyone out there listening and thinking of building, they need to contact Jo at Homes by Orange to get themselves out there and see what they can offer, both in what sections are available, obviously, but also what you can build. Because you're not just a cost-effective builder. I mean, you are a cost-effective builder, but you're not just offering little things. You can build top-of-the-line homes as well. I've seen firsthand, the top-of-the-line stuff as well as the entry-level stuff. So anyone out there building should be giving you guys a call to see how competitive you guys are in the marketplace. So
brilliant.
Thank you, Jo, for coming along and having a chat to us here on the pod today. And we look forward to working with you more in the future, and all the best going forward for the building industry.
Yeah, appreciate it, Glenn, and thanks for everything that you do for us as well.
My pleasure, mate.
Cheers.